Greetings to all. Welcome to Future Officers Academy. Today we are going to see the daily current affairs of 6th May. To get daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel, also our Telegram channel. Today, what are the topics we are going to deal with? The first is pesticide management in India, the next is anti-dumping, and finally the Nepal and Indian relationships. Our first topic is about pesticide management in India. What is about the pesticides? Before that, 27 pesticides by a designated expert committee, the Indian government decided to keep using 24 pesticides. The three prohibited pesticides are methomyl, dinocap, and dicofol. So the agricultural community, including the small holding farmers who have been safely using these products on a variety of crops for the past few decades, has applauded and welcomed this decision. Now, what is about pesticides? Any substance or combination of substance meant to prevent, eradicate, and control any pest is called pesticides. These are classified into in chemical terms. They are organic and inorganic pesticides. In an organic pesticides, the pesticides are thought to originate from natural source. These natural sources are typically plants, as in the case of Rhyania, Pyrethrum, and Rotanion. They are categorized based on their chemical makeup, for example, as organophosphorus insecticide, chlorohydroben insecticides, etc. In inorganic pesticides, their molecular structure is devoid of carbon atoms. Usually, they come from mineral ores that have been mined from the earth. It consists of sulfur, copper, lime, ferrous sulfate, and copper sulfate. We have some of the classifications in the pesticides in different targets of pest. For fungicides, we use fungi, and for insecticides, we use insect. Herbicides, plants. Rodenticides, we use rodent, that is mice and rat. Now, what are the static pesticides we have? India used more than nearly 61,000 tons of pesticides in 2020, according to the FAO, which is less than that of Brazil, China, and Argentina. 293 pesticides that are registered and 104 are currently produced in India. India ranks the fourth general global in terms of pesticide production. Research and Markets, a database, released a report in 2018 that estimates the value of Indian pesticide market is rupees 197 billion. The major export markets of this are Brazil, China, Japan, and the United States. Now, what are the advantages of this pesticides to increase the yield? Pesticides help farmers grow more food on the same amount of land by reducing crop losses. which improves the affordability and security of food globally. Approximately one third of agricultural goods are made with use of pesticides. Fruit production would have decreased nearly 78%, vegetable production by 54%, and cereal production by 32% if pesticides have not been used. And how it enhances the farmer income and guarantee food security. Here, the farmer's income is doubled. Also, high quality is provided, and also diminished losses, enhanced efficiency, and increase the export potential scope also by overcoming export obstacles. Now, what are the problems seen in this pesticide management? Improved pesticides use can raise risk to both environment and human health. Farmers are exposed to pesticide contaminated soils through a variety of routes including inhalation, direct dietary consumption, and skin contact. The most well-known organochloric pesticide has been linked to health issues like lipid metabolism and endocrine disease. What else? Lipid metabolism and endocrine disorders. What is soil degradation here? They may also destroy soil dwelling microorganisms which are vital to a healthy body and can reduce fertility and erosion. All countries, mainly in Asia and America, have registered the amount of pesticides used between 1990s to 2018. This pesticides leads to pesticide runoff also. A portion of the pesticides sprayed on crops have the potential to wash off the plants and end up in the soil and water. Surface water, groundwater, and even drinking water supplies may become contaminated as a result. 8% of groundwater bodies contain pesticides in 2017. About 25% that concentration above 0.5 liters regulatory threshold for detect and quantified pesticides and their metabolites. It is harmful to wildlife also. They may injure fish, bees, and birds among other non-target organisms. Ecosystems may be disturbed and biodiversity may decline. Recent research demonstrates that herbicides like glyphosate and pesticides like neonicotinoid insecticides are major contributions to the decline of insects. We have some regulations in the pesticides of India. The first is Insecticide Act of 1968. In this, it was introduced with the intention of controlling the use, production, distribution, transportation, and manufacturing of pesticides and insecticides in order to reduce the risk to people and animals. Certain gaps have come to light as a result of administration of this act over the past 50 years. The Pesticides Management Bill 2020 was approved by Union Cabinet in this regard. Also next we have Pesticide Management Bill 2020. In this we have Central Pesticide Board, also the registration of pesticides, license and offense. In Central Pesticides Board, it says that the Central Pesticide Board will be established by the central government to provide scientific and technical advice to the state and federal governments on the issues of pertaining to the Act. The registration of pesticides is necessary to obtain a pesticide registration certificate in order to import or manufacture pesticides for common use, agriculture, industry, pest control, or public health. In license, the state government may designate a licensing officer who will issue license to those wishing to produce, distribute, display for sale, stock pesticides or carry out of pest control operations. What are the offenses in this is, according to the bill, producing, importing, transporting, storing, etc. without a permit or certificate is illegal and can result in a fine of up to rupees 40 lakh, 3 years in prison, or maybe both. These are all about the pesticide management in India. Now we'll move on to the topic of anti-dumping. Here, what is anti-dumping? Dumping is generally defined as the export of goods by one nation to another at a price less than their normal value. It is regarded as an unfair trade practice that may cause distortions in global trade. The World Trade Organization approves it in contrast to customs duties, which are general and universal, applicable to all inputs regardless of the country of origin. Anti-dumping duties are levied against exporters and countries insofar as they are countries specific. Also, the Ministry of Commerce and Industrial Directorate General of Trade Remedies is nodal authority of administering anti-dumping, countervailing duties and safeguard measures to the check unfair trade practice. These are all about the anti-dumping. Now, what is the WTO provisions? WTO member may enforce anti-dumping measures in accordance with anti-dumping agreement and Article 6 of GATT 1994. The time period of anti-dumping law must be replaced 5 years after they are imposed unless an investigation demonstrates that doing so would cause harm. Committee on Anti-Dumping Practices offers WTO members the chance to discuss any issues pertaining the anti-dumping agreement as its minimum twice yearly meetings. What are the importance of this anti-dumping? It has checks unfair trade practice. That means the goal of anti-dumping laws is to protect domestic industry from harm brought on by the unfair trade practice of dumping. Next is correct trade distortion. It is the anti-dumping is actually a trade corrective measure designed to offset the harm that dumping causes to domestic industry and the resulting trade distortion. These are all about the anti-dumping. The next topic is India and Nepal relations. For this, we have to know about the historical ties between the India and Nepal. Nepal is a significant neighbor of India and holds unique place in its foreign policy because of the centuries old geographic, historical, cultural and economical ties. Hinduism and Buddhism are closely related in the India and Nepal, as Lumbini, the birthplace of Buddha, is situated in the modern day Nepal. In addition to having an open border and unrestricted travel, the two nations are closely linked by marriage and family ties, a phenomenon known as Roti Beti Ka Rishta. The founder of the unique ties that exist between India and Nepal is that 1950 Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Now, what is this Treaty of Peace and Friendship? The treaty addressed an equal treatment of citizens of India and Nepal in two nations with regard of housing, property, commerce, and travel. Also, additionally, it creates national treatment of business in Nepal and India. Nepal now has access to Indian weapons as well. Now, what are the significance of this Indian-Nepal relations? Are five Indian states such as Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Sikkim, and Bihar. These are the states that share border with the Nepal. A crucial aspect of cultural and economic interchange are seen here. The importance of Indian can be studied from these two different angles. Their strategic significance for the defense of India, their position in the perception of Indians' role in world politics. Nepal, Bhutan, and India form the northern borderland flanks of India's Himalayan frontiers, acting as buffer states against potential Chinese aggression. In terms of ecology and hydropower potential, rivers that originate in Nepal feed India's perennial river systems. Since Nepal is home to numerous Buddhist and Hindu holy sites, it is a popular destination for Indian pilgrims. Also, there are areas of cooperation between these two countries. What are the areas of cooperation? They are in trade and development, connectivity, development, assistance in defense, cooperation, cultural, humanitarian, assistance, and multilateral developments. Now, so these are all the area of cooperations between India and Nepal. Now, what are the recent developments seen in India and Nepal is, the first thing is Arun 3 hydroelectric project. Arun 3 hydroelectric project. The next one is build, own, operate, and transfer. That is called as BOOT. The next one is International Center for Buddhist Cultural and Heritage. And finally, it is not finally, one of this hydropower project, cross-border rail link, multilateral projects, such as there are many recent developments. And what are the challenges seen in this? It is The first one is territorial disputes. The territorial disputes are seen largely. This is one of the major challenges. Next, issue with the peace of friendship treaty. Then the demonization irritated and the China intervention, internal security, and the trust and ethnic differences. These are the major challenges seen in the Nepal and Indian relations. So that's all from our today's topic. To get this PDF download, you can get from our Telegram channel. The link will be provided in our description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel, also our Telegram channel. Thank you.